till the nerves all snap. Every second screaming, cut the trap. If this life was proof that I won't hold, let it see the catapult. Fastlane catapult. I pull back hard till the night can't breathe. One sharp release and I leave the sheath.
When the rise of peaks and the dark runs out, I explode in a shout.
Fastlane catapult. No slow start, no gentle rise. Just a blast straight into the skies.
You can call it crazy, say I've lost control, but this launch is my soul. Red lights blinking like a nervous code, guardrails watching over every road.
You keep choosing just to stall and wait till your courage dissipates.
I stack pressure in a hidden core.
Every not yet just becomes once more.
When the trigger word hits in my head, all that holding back is dead.
Lines switch taut like a bow on fire.
Every breath feeding the desire.
If a crown is forged where the brave revolt, let it rise from catapult. Fastlane catapult. I pull back hard till the night can't breathe. One sharp release and I leave the sheath.
When the rise of peaks and the dark runs out, I explode in a shout.
Fastlane catapult. No slow start, no gentle rise. Just a blast straight into the skies.
You can call it crazy, say I've lost control, but this launch is my soul. I don't want a life on a tethered track, held in place till the colors crack.
If the price of freedom is this violent jolt, let me be the catapult. Fastlane catapult.
When the last band tears the night in two, I will cut the rope and fly past you. If tomorrow asks how your legend lost its vault,
Let it re-catapult. When the engines fade and streets fall still, only scorched lines on the valley hill.
they can play slow safety in a calm result,
But the road loves catapult. Cold wind rushing where the force broke free. Faint arcs glowing on the balcony.
silent lane after all that thunderbolt, still charged with catapult.
held for the gentle nights.
If the price of breathing is this jagged draw,
Let me live outlaw. Red Zone Outlaw. When the last ram pearls the night aside,
I will cut upstream against your tide.
if tomorrow asks how your fences snapped it all,
Let it read outlaw.
Red Zone Outlaw.
When the engines fade and streets fall still,
Only burning tracks on the valley hill.
they can preach obedience in a spotless home.
But the road remembers outlaw.
Cold wind washing off the heated skin,
Faint red arcs where the rush had been.
silent lane under a watching star.
Still waiting for the outlaw. Red Zone Outlaw. Red Zone Outlaw. falling from the valley floor, ashes dancing like a blazing roar.
Skyline twisted in a burning form. Here comes the firestorm.
You slow down when the heat waves rise. Blame the weather in your trembling eyes.
Say another night we'll try again. Hide your fear behind the rain.
But I was shaped in the furnace miles, forged my nerve in the searing trials.
When the air turns thick and the light goes wild, that's when I turn pharaoh, not mild.
Guardrails glow like a molten chain, every spark screaming through my brain. If this world wants proof, who owns this war? Let it feel the storm. Overrun firestorm, I ride straight through where the brave step back. I rush on a blazing track when the flames close in and the night deforms. I break out in firestorms.
You'll call it madness, but I call it breathe. Racing on the border, close to death.
You can pray for safety, say I've lost all norm, but I live in firestorm. Smoke claws tearing at the throat of steel, every shadow walked in savage zeal.
You keep searching for a cooler lane, but they all feed into the same flame.
I see the gaps where the panic grows, tiny windows in your rigid pose.
I thread the needle through the burning seam, turn your nightmare to my dream. White lines blaze like a runway torn, every blast screaming be reborn. If the crown is cast where the world's transformed, let it rise from firestorm.
Overrun firestorm, I ride straight through where the brave step back. Wanna rush on a blazing track when the flames close in and the night deforms. I break out in firestorms. You call it madness, but I call it breathe. Racing on the border, close to death. You can pray for safety, say I've lost all norm, but I live in firestorm.
I don't want a life under gentle skies.
Cool and calm till the spirit dies.
If the price of meaning is this raging form,
Let it be firestorm. Overrun firestorm. When the last band rips the dark in two, I will hold the blaze and cut past you. If
tomorrow asks how your legend lost its form,
let it read by firestorm. When the engines fade and streets fall still,
only glowing tracks on the blackened hill.
they can praise cold caution in a softer swarm, but the road keeps firestorm.
Warm ash drifting where the rush ran through, faint red veins on the avenue.
Silent lane after all that storm, still humming with firestorm. Every meter tighter than the last swing. You keep counting what you stand to lose, so you never choose.
I see fractures in the doubt you wear, tiny splinters in your careful stare. All it takes is one decisive blow to let the real you show.
White stripes blur into a single spark.
Every moment screaming, cut the dark.
If the crown is forged where the nerves disjoint, let it harden at this point.
Apex Shatterpoint, I hit the crest where the weak hearts fade. One clean cut and the fear is flame.
When the drop on one turns the dark to light, I explode the night.
Apex Shatterpoint, you call it madness, I call it truth. Born to break the shell of safe and smooth.
You can sit below and say I've lost the joint, but I live at Shatterpoint. I don't want a life on the gentle side, soft and small till the colors slide. If the price of meaning is this brutal joint, let me be the Shatterpoint.
Apex Shatterpoint, the last curve tears the night in two. I will hold the edge and cut past you.
If tomorrow asks how your legend missed the joint, let it read.
Apex Shatterpoint, when the engines fade and hills fall still. Only glowing tracks on the valley hill.
They can praise their caution in a calm anoint, but the road keeps Shatterpoint.
Cool wind flowing where the heat broke free. Faint cracks shining in the balcony. Silent peak after all that noise and light. Still pulsing with shatter. is this brutal yard?
Let me be the night guard.
Nitro Nightguard, when the last stray tears the dark into, I will walk the line and cut past you. If tomorrow asks how your kingdom fell so hard, let it rain by Nitro Nightguard. When the engines fade and streets fall still, only glowing tracks on the valley hill.
They can twist the story, say you fought too hard,
But the road name's Nightguard.
cold winds circling where the heat died down,
Faint marks burning on the edge of town.
silent lanes with their exits barred, watched by the night guard. statue lost its shine.
Let it read this line. Redline Lawgiver, from the lowest lane to the summit crown. Every scar and card writes your lore down. They can praise safe stories in a quiet hole, but the road knows who stands high.
Cool wind tracing where the flames ran through. Faint marks shining with a harsher truth. Silent revs beneath the darkened sky. Low is set where red lines cry. Curves hang waiting on a single line. Some call this a simple chain of bends. I call it where rule descends.
You're rolling soft like it's common ground, trusting pain and a comfort sound. Treat each turn like a gentle wave, never guessing that the roads are gray.
But I've carved here with a grinding will. Every broken fear, every silent kill.
Learn where courage splits from fame,
Where the weak ones lose their name.
guardrails listening for a heart to crack. Every timid lift, every subtle slack.
If this world wants proof, who owns this lane? Let it feel my rain. Corner iron rain, the lay the lore on the broken turn. One hard line and the slow ones burn.
When the edge fights back and the brave go faint,
I write judgment cold and straight. Corner iron rain, I don't bow down to a painted sign.
I declare the rules on this curved line.
You could call it ruthless, say I crossed the chain, but you drive in my rain. You brag on straights where it's safe to boast. Empty thunder like a distant ghost. But when the road folds tight like a closing fist, all your noise turns into mist.
I stay low where the pressure climbs. Read the silence between the chimes. Every apex that you overshoot is another charge under fire.
White stripes shimmer like a hanging court. Every slip recorded in its report. If the crown is chosen by the ones who remain, let it rest in my rain. Corner iron rain, I lay the law on the broken turn.
One hard line and the slow ones burn. When the edge bites back and the brave go faint,
I write judgment cold and straight. Corner iron rain, I don't bow down to a painted sign.
I declare the rules on this curved line.
You can call it ruthless, say I crossed the chain, but you drive in my rain. I don't want a life where the course is flat,
Tamed and dull like a sleeping map.
if the price of meaning is this cutting strain. Let me rule in iron rain. Corner iron rain,
When the last bend tears the night in two,
I will hold the crest and cut Let it read iron rain, corner iron rain. When the engines fade and hills fall still,
Only glowing tracks on the mountain hill.
they can pray safe stories in a softer vein. But the road keeps iron rain. Cool wind sliding where the heat once sang.
Faint marks gleaming where the tires rang.
Silent curves on a dark domain, still bound to an iron rain. Distant chimes over a hanging road, cold wind cutting through the heavy load. Two names written on a single night, called to the endgame ride.
We've traded blows on 100 turns. Share the smoke and the biting burns.
Every close call, every stolen win left a scar on metal and skin.
You were the shadow in my rearview glass. I was the storm that you couldn't pass.
All our stories led to this one height, where the road becomes a ride. Guardrails ringing like a silent choir, every heartbeat feeding into fire.
If this world wants proof, who owns this high?
Let it watch the ride.
Rival endgame rise. This is the circle where the lines converge. One last run, one final surge. When the darkness splits and the crowns ignite, only one walks from the right.
Rival endgame ride. No more warm up, no more alibis. Just the truth burning in our eyes. You can pray for mercy, you can beg for light, but there's none in the ride.
We roll up slow to the starting mark. Breath felt tight in the roaring dark.
All the noise fades into a muted hum. Every doubt turns clean and numb.
You throw a look like a sharpened knife. No more joking about this life.
All that's left is what we really are, etched in rubber and star. White light shimmer like a sacred script, every meter waiting to be ripped.
If the lore of legends needs a seal tonight,
Let it be this ride, rival endgame ride. This is the circle where the lines converge. One last run, one final surge. When the darkness splits and the crowns ignite, only one walks from the right. Rival endgame ride. No more warm up, no more alibis. Just the truth burning in our eyes. You can pray for mercy, you can beg for light, but there's none in the ride. I don't want a life where we fade apart.
lost as rumors with a quiet heart.
If the price of meaning is this cruel fight,
Let it end in full sight.
Fate marks burning on the asphalt there.
Silent lane beneath the paling light
Still recalls the end game right. Overdrive blackout, cut the power, let the whole world stop. One cold breath, then I hit the top. When the silence snaps and the dark explodes, I take charge of all these roads. Overdrive blackout, you can't see me but you feel the push. Like a hidden wave in a crushing rush. You can scream unfair, say I took you out, but you died in the blackout.
Windows glowing turn to empty glass.
Sirens drown in a muffled mass.
You reach for eyes that you don't possess. Lost control in the weight of stress.
But I'm trained blind on the mountain turns. Memorize where the pressure burns. Every corner mapped inside my veins. I don't need your wired chains. White lines vanish, but I still see through.
Every heartbeat drawing out the root.
If the crown is chosen when the lights go out,
Let it fall in blackout.
overdrive blackout. Cut the power, let the whole world stop. One cold breath, then I hit the top. When the silence snaps and the dark explodes, I take charge of all these roads.
Overdrive blackout. You can't see me but you feel the push.
Like a hidden wave in a crushing rush. You can scream unfair, say I took you out, but you died in the blackout. I don't want a life under borrowed glow.
Safe and slow in a scripted show.
If the price of freedom is this ruthless bout,
Let it start with blackout.
overdrive blackout. When the last stretch splits the night in two,
I will ride the void and cut past you.
if tomorrow asks how your kingdom fades to doubt,
Let it read.
overdrive blackout.
When the engines fade and streets fall still, only glowing tracks on the valley hill.
They can praise bright ages that you brag about, but the road chose blackout. Colder feeling where the noise ran thin. Faint red embers on the city's skin. Silent lanes with their lights ripped out. Still whispering blackout. Yeah. Every frame a choice you can't rewind. Edge of cut and bind.
Of freedom is the savage edit. Let my bloodlines credit.
Apex final cut. When the last curve tears the dark in two, I will choose the scene and cut past you.
If tomorrow asks how your legend just got shut, let it read final cut.
Apex final cut. From the lowest lane to the summit crown, every sharp decision wrote you down. They can praise old versions where you almost won, but I print the final one. Coins scrolling where the heat ran out, fate marks glowing on the winning route. Silent peak, all arguments shut, signed in Apex final cut. drawn back blade. Every second screams time to invade.
If this world wants proof, who breaks first bread?
Let it watch the spearhead. Nitro Spearhead, I rip the air with a burning thrust. One fierce blast and the combust. When the worst are shock and the world goes bright, I punch through the night. Nitro Spearhead, I won't hide safe in the
Nitro Spearhead when the engines fade and the streets fall still.
Only glowing tracks on the valley hill.
We can praise safe stories of the ones who fled.
But the road crowns Spearhead.
Hot wind cooling where the charge ran through.
Faint lines burning where I split you.
Silent lane with a memory of red.
Still sharp with a spearhead.